by Raid Shadow Legends.
A background battles of history. Lara Croft versus Indiana Jones.
Let's get this battle cracking. I'll leave you like a reboot, flattened. You used to be the queen of booby trapping. What happened? You got too woke to be fun. Now my Indiana kinda don't want none. Too many voices inside you. You burn through women quicker than I do. I think you should have dropped Hollywood as an option when even Angelina gave you up for adoption. Let's cut to the chase. Oh, wait, he died. I guess you couldn't tap the addicts in time. The bandicoot to your family's playing in ashes. Kid, you got a tragic history but crashing. Puzzle I'm trying to beat is figuring out why you're dressed for the beach. I've seen more class than the kids I teach. You can rise all you want, and I'm still out of reach. So go grab your relics and run. You versus me is sword versus gun. Honey, just the first 4 notes of my theme exceed everything you've done.
Dr. Jones, you're no rival. You've been getting owned since Give Me the Whip, Throw Me the Idol. Indiana Conda, for heaven's sake, you'd shit those dickies at a garter snake. You stole your famous leather daddy jacket and Stetson from the cold dead hands of Charlton Heston. Some ladies mistake you for brave and hunky, but you're such a toxic date you could kill a little monkey. Marion was 15 when he raided her bow. That's no time for love, Dr. Jones. This is one temple that you'll never be exploring. You're not John Williams, so you ain't scoring. 3 decades in the game and my fans still adore me. You tried alien skulls and chose poorly. Your whole story got blown up on a sitcom. There's a big bang you can't hide in the fridge from. Hang up the whip before you crack a hip. I think even Mutt wants you to quit.
Just do it!
I kill dinosaurs for fun. What's another old geezer? I'll lock this battle up like Winston in the freezer.
Dinosaurs belong in a museum.
I've been served a full-course meal of chilled Indian voodoo. And they don't even kill as many animals as you do. You're corrupting the youth. They should be outside, not trying to unload the barrels on your thighs. You might have ditched those pistols akimbo, but you're still the same rich backflipping bimbo. A brat with a treasure map to catastrophe. Stuff in your knapsack with innocent casualties. Square Enix didn't watch anymore. That's why they dropped you like a J in the floor. When they designed your core, they ripped my style and jiggled in a bit of girl's Polygon Wild.
You took 3D to uncharted territory. Now you're just in uncharted territory. Overshadowed by Drake-like.
Well, wait. Somebody needs to make a tune for your old game.
If you want a top game, stick to sorry. That verse was worse than your crap on Atari. Aw, Fedora the Explorer thinks he's tough. You must have gotten dragged behind too many trucks. So strap some blocks on short rounds and pump the brakes. The only overshadowed thing is that face. I'm whooping you so bad I should get flagged for cheating. Like Muller around with a heart and he's taking a beating. I'm the first wet dream gamers ever had. You're a Halloween costume for out-of-shape dad. Oops, my bad. Your dad was never present. At best, the affection you got was sloppy seconds. You ditched your sidekick, never met your own kid. Cause his mum cut you off like a rope bridge. You're a dog, Indiana, that's fact. The only thing you're loyal to's a hat, no cap. Your face straight melted and you lost that smolder. So make like a boulder and roll your ass over. Cause Junior, the baby boomer beating me at rapping, that's like my nude code. Never gonna happen.
Hold wall! Holster! Yoda song! Abba! What's up? Raid Shadow Legend. Raid Shadow Legend. I love booty. And I love Doom Cow. Yeah. I love booty. And I love Doom Cow. Yeah. Play it on my PC. Raid Shadow Legend. Play it on my mobile. Raid Shadow Legend. Play it all day. Look at those champions. Play it for a little while. Look at those graphics. Yeah. For a limited time, new players can get a trick-or-treat Halloween promotion with prizes including the best epic and legendary Halloween champion in the game and $1,000 gift cards to the Amazon. Use the link below. Gift cards to the Amazon. Use the QR code. The gameplay is fierce and the graphics are awesome. You can take your other mobile games and toss them. Raid Shadow Legends. That's a champion. Play it on your PC. And that's a champion. Play it on your phone. And that's a champion. Play it on your... Yeah! And that's a champion. Special thanks to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video. New players will get a free starter pack, including all this loot and a free champion. I love booty. Thanks to our patrons, the best in the world. And thank you for watching. Background battles of history. John Wick versus John McClane versus John Rambo. Begin!
Alright,
Guess I'll be the one to draw first blood.
Or maybe you could draw an audience to see any of your new movies.
Come out to the coast, we'll have a few laughs. Sounds sweet. But no, I'm stuck here with these two jerkweeds about to kick their ass with bare feet. I'll drop the beat. I'll set it off like it's the top of Nakatomi. Need a fire hose to swing on you, you're both so below me. I haven't stopped killing it since Carl's brother Tony, and I got your detonators right here. Blow me. Ship your booby traps home, Rambo. Cause you'll never take the double without the, you know. Does your leg hang low? Does it wobble to and fro? Can you string that shit up on your compound bow? Lighten up, Wick, with your brooding saga. How about a little Hakuna Matata, Baba Yaga? You got the trousers, tape, and the watch, spooker. But your acting falls flatter than the Hans. Leave the underground coin game to Mario Brothers. And John, Bobby. What the fuck's with the chest butter? The bandolier looks heavy as shit. I'm like this prick's ring finger, only need one clip. I've been sharp as shattered glass since the late 80s. And like your late pup, I'll leave you pushing up daisies. Less is more, boys, that's my advice. You, less survival knife, you, more survival wife.
Ooh. I'm gonna need a dinner reservation for 2. John Wick, I'm efficient and lean, a proficient professional killing machine. Underworld overachiever looking dapper as I'm bucking. Only one of us to go 3 chapters without sucking. Between your elevator and the mine where you were trapped, you're such wieners I should call you both John Shaft. I craft rhymes with pencils, then jam them in next. So I'm not vexed by vets flexing roid injected pecs. Being excommunicado wasn't more than I could handle, so I think I can withstand an excremental ex-commando. And this sad broken dad joke at Popo is no foe for the virtuoso bad virtuoso. Ho 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 to quivers and bows. I'm delivering blows, and when they land, it won't help to make fists with your toes. Bitcoin, no. Hitcoin, certainly. I'll put you 2 in tune. Call it cryptocurrency. Obey your superior like good cops and soldiers. Raven, Roy, you're done. Over.
Nothing is over! Nothing! You just don't turn it on! Unless it's one of your movies. In which case, I just turn it on! When I rip off my shirt and start swinging my stick swords, I'm hotter than the suicide girls on your switchboard. My headband's red, but I got no love for comedy. No juice was used to produce these armies. High devil rules don't apply to this conflict. I'll finish you right in the lobby. Mission accomplished. McLean! South is where your marriage went. The last pipe thing you slid in was an air vent. They used to say you were a handsome crusader. Too bad your hairline couldn't get saved by Steve Urkel's neighbor. Oh, I slip into the jungle, disappear like a ghost. Then ding, I pop up behind you like Poe. I seek peace, but I'm packing parabellum. I was trained to be the very best soldier boy. I'm blasting RPG through NYPD's guts. Simon says you can PTSD nuts.
Jesus Christ, asshole, what are you doing? This is not some Saturday morning cartoon for you to ruin.
Only thing getting ruined is McLean family Christmas. All your kids still have decent dad on their wish list.
Whoa, Rambo dropping bombs in his flows. Did your pals in the Taliban help you write those?
Those were Mujahideen. There's a difference. The Taliban formed in the 90s when you fell off with a vengeance.
Hey, who the fuck asked you, dog pound? Why don't you go lock your mouth in a hole in the ground?
Oh, Lord!
You're both a funeral suit away from presentable. I'm thinking I'm back, and I'm thinking you're expendable.
You wanna die hard? Well, today's a good day. Let's go, motherfuckers! Yippee-ki-yay!
Who's there? Shoulders on! What's up, out of the veteran?
This video is sponsored by NordVPN.
Oh, back rock!
BBD and ecstasy, conceited with no self-esteem. She's a teenage dream if you hate yourself. Bright-dyed hair and obnoxious clothes, thinks communism is the way to go. She's a whore, a hole, a dime a dozen, Jezebel. Low-right mind and SSR eyes, 1,000-yard stare for all those guys that you fucked and sucked before you came along. Retarded views on politics, likes to listen to shit daughter, like a lamb to the slaughter. But honestly, I'd still hit if I could. BPD and ecstasy, 30 years old but acts like she's 16. Likes to go to shows cause she's so fucking cool. Bright-eyed hair but dead inside. Plan B lifetime supply. She's a whore, a hole, gave head since middle school. Only pedophiles in denial. Think she's anything worthwhile. Her fertile lifestyle drive you wild. She's an alcoholic loser bitch that likes to listen to shitty music. She drinks and smokes and cokes and chokes on dick. She saw Ramona Flowers and felt so empowered.
It's gonna be 45 minutes until I actually start the stream.
Oh. You'll have to tell me another time then.
It's just like, I don't know, wouldn't it be fucking so much better if school was a club that kids could go to where there were like mentors who could, you know, at will teach them about what they want to learn? Like, okay, here's the thing. If you're like a carpenter type, you love building birdhouses, for example, I guess, then you're going to go to the wood shop and the wood shop is going to tell you, okay, you need to be able to measure. And you say, okay, well, how do I measure this? How do I do that? How do I, measure the area of or do fucking a squared plus b squared equals c squared? You're gonna need that. It's practical. So you go, you learn some math, you come back. Like, it always disgusts me when I see teachers who are in a top-down power relationship with their students. School, okay, I don't dress up. I wear what I would be wearing if I was studying. I wear like a slightly nicer hoodie because everyone's going to be looking at me. But other than that, I'm just like, yeah, we're all here to talk about this thing. Here's a thing I read, and I want to tell you all about it.
Yeah. That's fucking cool. You'd be the coolest teacher.
I am the coolest teacher. Dude,
you are.
Can I read you? Okay. We're going to get into the lecture, but I want to read something that like made my entire month when I received it. Hold on. What am I looking for? I just need to look at my courses page. I need to look at this one. I need to look at this one. And I need
use
to
your special eyes to look.
I need to co-facilitation. Here we go. Dear Rachel, thank you for your terrific management of class this week. Attached are my comments as promised. You're such a natural teacher. I hope you get to run some classes or tutorials while you're here with us.
Yo.
Like that made me smile so big, like all day.
Should.
I was walking around being like, what the fuck is wrong with Rachel? Like someone must have died. Rachel is grinning from ear to ear.
No, she just got praised because she's a good girl.
Well, I really don't think of it in the same way as I think of being a good girl when
of course, I was making a joke, but yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Strix, you're going to be my teacher's assistant.
I am.
You're going to be going through chat, and chat, this is about participation. Right? You will be graded on participation towards the end of the program. And I have actually such a devilish little idea for that. Yeah, that's gonna be so good. So Strix is gonna go through the chat. Whenever an interesting contribution is made, Strix is gonna send it to me through. Man, do you want to see if you can use Google Slides to send me the chat feature on Google Docs to send me these questions or contributions?
This is the first time I've heard of this.
You know what?
Function.
We are teachers. We are struggling with technology. This is all part of it. I'm humbling myself. I'm not. Listen, I don't get on the floor and show my asshole, but I say like, hey, I don't know anything. I'm struggling with something. I think that's something they probably teach in teachers' college because every teacher is bad with technology. And I'm like, man, I've seen your desktop. Like, you have pirated movies. Plugging in an HDMI cable should not be hard for you. What's the grading rubric? Honestly, any participation that shows engagement with the material, I think it is an A+. Actually, you know what? I won't say that yet. I'm going to get SSS. Hell yeah. Okay, hold on. If I do this, I click anyone with the link can look at it, and I send it specifically to you, not to chat.
Yeah.
Then you can open it, and then there's a button. Oh, where's the button?
I would have to request edit access, I think.
Oh, let me fix that. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Where's the chat button? Oh, come on. No, that's not it. There's a video call function. But there's no just regular chat box. There's only video call? What are you talking about? Explain that to me. Okay. Strix,
Yes.
okay, let's fuck this stupid technology. The way that we're gonna do it is you just write them down, and at some point I'll ask if there are more questions.
Yeah, I'll throw them in your DMs.
Awesome, sick, epic. Okay. I need to recenter. I need to reset. First of all, this is not going to be a class about becoming an e-girl. I know many of you would like my advice on that. Strix, the presentation has started, so if you could save your comments, please.
Okay, sorry.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rachel Vermington. Some of you know me probably from around the school. My pronouns are she, her. And today I'm going to be presenting on the reading that we did together, Never Battle Alone, which is by Dr. Tran, which I thought is cool. Alright, hold up. No, I'm not in it. Pardon me. So I want to start with, I'm not going to do poppers in class, Morpho. I don't want to start with my sources. Why are these slides in the wrong order? There we go. Okay. I want to start with this quote from the end of the article. Quote, streaming studies must reckon with the erotic, effective, gendered, and remote work which furnishes the electronic intimacy of a platform like Twitch and others. And I thought this was really fascinating because I have a background in sex work. I've been a videographer and photographer for adult performers previously. And one of the things that gets passed around all the time is like, well, the first way to upload video to the internet was made by people who wanted to share porn, you know, that kind of thing. The first live streaming site certainly was a porn site, absolutely. And so I just want to, you know, put this right at the top that we are going to be talking about sex work today. Hi, Toby. Hey, babe, can you put on push to talk also?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
So, let's talk about the article. You see, this is why I wanted to do this, because now I'm realizing, like, I need to introduce the author and shit. Where are my citations? Yeah. No, that's the other one. Hey, do you guys want to learn about integrative complexity? This is my first time going through this, so it's gonna be scuffed. Oh, for fuck's sake, where are my fucking citations? There we go. Her first name is Christine Tran. Writing in the Journal of Television and New Media. She starts with an anecdote about Belle Delphine. Belle Delphine, famous for the Gamer Girl bathwater stunt. She sold small containers of her bathwater for $30 each on her personal website, which sold out in days. But Tran claims that this sort of self-aware, self-claiming, self-sexualization is actually one of the early catalysts for the reclamation of, like, e-girl as a word. And we'll go into that a little bit more. I need to get more water. Would you all excuse me? I have the rhythm now, but I'm fucking so thirsty that my throat is on fire.
Remember, class, when Rachel is saying something that you find of interest and you want to learn more about it, ask questions or anything like that, send them in chat. I'll take notes on that, and Rachel will refer to it later.
Awesome.
Within the lecture.
I wanna... Do we have any comments already? Hold on. No. Okay. Where are you putting these?
Your DMs.
Okay, sick. Comments, questions, anything like that, please go right ahead. But we gotta sort of, let's move back from Belle Delphine. Let's talk about what the word e-girl actually means. So, e-girl is derived, obviously, from fake gamer girl, which itself is an attempt to sort of demonize and delegitimize women in sort of the gaming arena, right? I think part of what we've seen a lot of as of late are women coming out against, you know, sexism in gaming environments, esports especially. Competitive esports, you're either transgender or you're dead. I'm not gonna say that one in class.
Yeah. It's not so much that,
Yeah,
for what it's
hey,
worth on my...
don't worry about
Sorry.
it, though, is the thing. What's up? Could you raise your hand, maybe?
Yeah, well, I'm just being a very bad TA. Continue.
It's just like, I'm trying to teach here, homie. I'm doing my best, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're all good.
Awesome,
Continue.
great, super. The fuck was I talking about?
Talking about the definition of an e-girl.
Right, we're talking about the origins of the word e-girl, which is, you know, from fake gamer girl. It's a way to delegitimize women in traditionally masculine online spaces. So more recently, the trend of e-girl has been analogous with a form of sex work. Urban Dictionary, cited in the article you were all supposed to read, reads, the difference between a normal girl who plays video games is an e-girl is that an e-girl, the grammar is horrendous, begs for money or sells herself for it. And this is from e-girl 2020, which is a very funny citation for me. But in sex work, I think there is sort of an amount of self-identification that needs to be done, right? You sort of can't simply go around in life as a sex worker without identifying yourself as a sex worker. It's just not going to work. It's advertisement. So, and we'll get a little bit into this later, but e-girl takes on this double meaning of, well, we'll get into it later. Let's talk about the study. Nope, wrong way. The study, okay. We have a survey from Christine Tran that takes a survey's the wrong word, what is it? Token analysis. But what's the fucking... Critical discourse analysis. There we go. We have a critical discourse analysis of articles from seven different websites. Tran surveyed e-girl communities as they exist on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch, but also the surrounding commentary in Polygon, Kotaku, CNN, and Vox. Again, I went the wrong way. I want to talk about the way that the design of Twitch sort of necessitates e-girlism, first of all. The design of Twitch as a platform... Oh, hey, wait, this is sort of meta. Awesome. The design of Twitch as a platform encourages sort of a presence with the people who are watching you, right? I can speak to you in real time, you can talk back in real time. And because of this, a majority of popular Twitch streamers are famous for their close relationship with their chat, if not individual chatters, then sort of the collective consciousness of chat, if that makes sense. Tran says, though, that this realness making is highly gendered. Gender is incidental for male streamers, but for female streamers, relationship building is essentialized down to their function of gender. Therefore, self-identifying with egirl, saying I'm an egirl, is an acknowledgement of that essentialization. Does that make sense so far? Do we have any questions so far? I have to turn my fan off. It's quite loud. Was Boxy an e-girl? That's a good question. She fits the demographic, the aesthetic type of internet fame much more than the modern, this romantic monster. Absolutely, Boxy was an e-girl. Boxy is really sort of the original e-girl, I would say, which is kind of a funny turn of phrase, but I think it's true. Yeah, there are no dumb questions. But that's a really good question, Manti. My answer would be absolutely. Boxy was the very first e-girl, or if not the very first to gain prominence, and so I think you can see a lot of the culture radiating out from that, right? There are very simple things like, you know, the stylized large eyes, or you know, this sort of boho aesthetic almost. I don't want to call it boho, but they really did steal it from Boy Motors a little bit. We need to talk about Belle Delphine stole her whole shit from Boy Motors. Is the term e-girl or like e-girls in general inherently sexual? That's a good question. And actually there's a place I'm going to roll it in later, but yeah, thank you so much for that question. How does this concept interface with like sexuality? Well, that's a really good question. I mean, that's a really good question. I think that boho is short for boy motor hoodie, precisely. Self-identifying, yeah. There are a number of sources that trans sites as being sort of interrogative of the e-girl phenomenon. Jennings 2019 says the e-girl persona is entirely constructed, that it's an online mask or separate identity from a real person. So you can almost imagine like a little puppet version of yourself that you go out and you prance around and you say, Look at me go! I'm being autistic on the internet. The cut suggests e-girling is a way to be self-aware of this constructedness, and the constructedness of one's social media presence, and in so doing, sort of signaling authenticity by saying, "Yeah, I know I'm fake. I'm a fake fucking fake online character. You're looking at." Hey, guys, I want to get serious with you right now. You are looking at a cartoon of a ferret. You are looking at a drawing that's speaking. And because of that, because I let myself say that, you automatically are like, yeah, I know. Oh, don't worry, Ratty. You and me, we're tight. You and me, I know the secret that you're not actually this Cheerian person. I know the secret that you are not a little ferret. You're a person. I know all the secrets, dude. I read the wiki. This is getting off track. In Polygon, they call Belle Delphine's bathwater sale a side hustle and a mixture of business and next-level performance art. And I think that's so fascinating that they simultaneously, like, elevate it as art, but also trivialize it as like, oh, it's just her side hustle. You know what I mean? That's just her side hustle. I don't know. I think this really speaks to how, like, the e-girl persona, like, resists interrogation. You know what I mean? Yeah. I have alters who are definitely identify with more e-girl type things. That's right. Like, and online masks. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I think, honestly, the mere interruption of the tool between, it's not Sarah Ahmed. Oh my god, I'm gonna forget her name. Oh god, she wrote a critique of Marx's Black Magic, and her name is, fuck me. Hold on. No. 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 Oh, is it? It is Sarah Kaufman. Why did I think it wasn't Sarah Kaufman? Sarah Kaufman, in her critique of Marx's Black Magic, talks about sort of that the very interpretation of something is in a sense falsifying it, if that makes sense. A camera is not a value neutral thing. I think the example that we understand technological determinism through a lot of the time is that early photo film was not chemically balanced to be able to photograph black skin. And it was only actually when advertising started on television and they wanted to sell chocolate bars, did they ever think of developing a film specifically for that, like, range of tones, which I think is but so it basically, what I'm trying to say is that the even the act of being online is itself a mask, right? There's no, speaking is a mask. You know, your ability to transmit thoughts from your mouth is a mask. And so there are so many layers of interruption that, Salad Snake's going for bonus points. The culture industry works in mysterious ways. Truly, truly. Do you have a citation for that, Horkheimer and or Adorno? Come on. Culture industry, my ass. You're so stinky. Oh wait, hold on. Did I have more to say about this? And I think, okay, we're talking about this persona resists interrogation. I think we already a little bit sort of undercut that by saying, like, well, all persona resists interrogation. Surely. Awesome. It sort of begs the question, like, what on what level is the joke operating, right? Self-sexualization takes on double meaning in the e-girl context. Viewers take e-girl bodies both as sexual objects, but as part of, like, the whole joke of the thing. If there are a number of you online, like, who will see me and who will see me say, like, oh, dude, when your sister has a big butt and big titties, and you're like, haha, we're all in on the joke together. And there are some of you who simply believe that, haha, when your big sister have, like, a big butt and big titties. Truly, I think e-girls demand sort of an ambivalent relationship between, like, the e-girl body as a site of struggle and as a site of commodification and domestication. Wow, big word for Rachel. The female streamer reclaims the traditionally masculine conception of the grassroots creative in this. The e-girl offers a backstage look at live video production. The bedroom, traditionally the woman's domain, joins the basement or garage as a space of creation. But that's what we're doing right now, right? This is a constructed realness, right? This is improv. This is Disneyland, where you know, Peter Pan would never say, "Howdy, I'm Mark." Like, we're doing Disneyland right now. We're playing pretend together, essentially. And this is a unique space for that. Like the bedroom, the little streamer cave is a really unique space for realness making. For like, I think that if you go into someone's home and they let you as far as their bedroom, like this is a real sign of trust for me, at least. I like to keep my friends in the living room because that's where sort of all of my nice things are. I have candles in the living room. I'm going to try to build on Salad Snake's comment. I think the culture industry is already stacked against femme-presenting people. Adding on top of that the possible sexualization of a femme-presenting person, they are morally seen as an object rather than a real person. I think, honestly, I remember when Belle Delphine did the Gamer Girl Bathwater, and she was as a phone guest on a podcast called Cold Ones. And Cold Ones, the way that they spoke to her was just incredible. Honestly, it was the same way you speak to Goofy at Disneyland. You say, "Hello, Goofy," and it's like we're making pretend together. And I don't think that's bad. I think the acknowledgement of the make believe is part of what makes e-girling like accessible and non-problematic. Yeah, exactly. The fact that you know that our friendship is parasocial is in itself what makes this less. It makes it less toxic for me as the e-girl. Do e-boys perform in a space of toxic? That's excellent. That's a really excellent question. I think I want to save that for the end, Lucifer. Strix, you're still writing them down?
I do be, yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
Coat 2017, who trans sites, tries to say that because girl gamers have developed, and this is fucking rich, by the way, girl gamers have developed effective strategies to stealth as men in online spaces. Any person who doesn't do that is bearing partial responsibility for the harassment they receive, which is fucking ridiculous. It's okay, listen. I understand the perspective that he's going for. He's trying to say, like, if you're a tourist and you go to a country where it's known that there are a lot of pickpockets, don't be waving your wallet around. Precisely. This is fine. But what it comes off as is like, well, what was she wearing? Was she using voice mod to pretend that she was a man? Like, no, like, fuck that. Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous amount of... and to be honest with you, as someone who did use voice mod for the opposite reason, I can tell you that no one was ever kind to me in a TF2 lobby because I was a girl. I think that, I don't know, you're damned if you do and damned if you don't, really. But, so, in that, e-girling is showing up to that lobby and being, like, the most obnoxious pretty girl possible. It's like, yes, I know, I'm a girl who plays video games. Hi, everyone. I'm a girl who plays video games. Hold on. I have a specific emote. Hey, you probably want to subscribe so you can use this emote. Hi, everyone. I'm a girl who plays video games. It's me. E-girling is that. Whoopsie daisy. E-girling is you know. Hold on. I gotta find this fucking emote or I'm going to scream at the top of my lungs like a little girl. No, where is it? Where is it? Oh, that's okay. It's sort of saying like, okay, you think I'm annoying, you think I'm invading this space, then I'm going to be annoying and invade this space. It's a very first wave, third wave kind of feminist tactic, but I don't mind it, to be honest with you. Next slide. Let's talk about egirl.gg. Let's talk about e-girls. So, I may have let slip earlier in this presentation, but I myself am an e-girl. I actually used to have an account on egirl.gg, which is the website Tran talks about in the second portion of this paper. And I would get paid by lonely dudes like $5 an hour to play Minecraft with them and like just chill out. So like, it's an industry. I still stream on Twitch, as you know, and I kind of e-girl. Sometimes people buy pictures of my feet. I'm fine with that. But I don't do egirl.gg anymore, and I think this illustrates this sort of discomfort with one and comfort in the other highlights what Tran is trying to get at. The realness making is fake, and when it's under close scrutiny, it's impossible. At least it felt impossible for me. This is a quote from Wired, from the founder of egirl.gg. They play games with you. They listen to your problems. It's therapy, too. What the fuck? Excuse me, Wired? Are you gonna publish that? Like, it's obviously emblematic of a broader cultural trend of, like, everybody's fucking lonely right now, and there are no mental health supports fucking anywhere in the world. But it's, and I think Jenny Nicholson talks about this in her review of Evermore as a park, is like, you're having a relationship with someone who doesn't exist. Really. And speaking from a personal perspective, that's a little terrifying, because I don't really know who I am outside of this. But, oh, that just made me really sad. Whoops. But yeah, it's impossible. Like, it is impossible. Women should never be expected to be like their boyfriend's therapist, but also it's kind of fucking impossible if you're trying to be your boyfriend's therapist and also you don't exist. It's like if fucking Lin-Manuel Miranda came up to you and was like, "Hey, it's me, Hamilton from Hamilton. Tell me about your problems." It'd be like, "Fuck off, Hamilton. I don't want to hear about it. Go away, Hamilton. Nobody likes you, buddy. I hope you realize that. I hope you get told that multiple times a day, Hamilton." Anyway, fuck Hamilton, man. I want to address your questions, and then we're going to be moving on to some animating questions, discussion questions. Could this be seen in a similar way to those fucked up AIs you can vent and do sex with? Yes, exactly. I think I don't think there's a clear, defined, and certainly the founders of egirl.gg don't sort of codify the relationship between e-girls and sexuality, right? I think that if there was a new platform that popped up where you could pay women to have cyber sex with you, that would be a problem. That would be a sort of a problem with a legal problem in the order of magnitude that egirl.gg is not does not want to be responsible for. However, I think, and this is as a woman who has been paid, for my time to be enjoyable by a man, there is not a clearly defined line between just being like an e-girl or being someone that even like a cuddle girl. There's not a clearly defined line in the term e-girl. So I think you're right on the money there, Kogoslow. You're right on the money with that. Phone sex hotlines used to be a thing. I'm surprised it's not a more visible thing online. Yeah, I think that speaks to sort of the porniverse culture that has dominated like the big blue websites. I know we're coming up to an internet revolution or some shit, but I'm still on Twitter, so whatever. Yeah, actually, that's so true, Morpho. You'd be a great guest. You are a phone sex operator. My mom once asked me if I was a phone sex operator because she heard me in the basement at one point. She was like, "Rachel, I have a question." I was like, "No, Mom. No, I don't do phone sex." But the funny thing about it is that I was probably lying to her at that point. I think I was probably in denial. But yeah, I think you're right on the money, Cog Solo. Let's go back to, is the term e-girl or like e-girls inherently sexual? I think that's sort of what we just covered, but I want to talk about it directly. Like, I don't think there's a clear line about whether e-girling is inherently sexual, and I think that's part of it that brings up issues of consent, right? That's a really good question, though, Nix. How does the concept? I think we've talked. Well, I don't know. Maybe.
Could I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. I just wanted to ask the question, like, that is that ambiguity with that line between whether e-girl is sexual or not? Do you think that is part of the intention, in the sense of, like, that's how the concept of being an e-girl has developed, or is that just the nature of our culture kind of almost resisting or rubbing against the e-girl culture in particular? You know what I'm asking?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. That's a good question. Let me think about that. I don't think that intention can be so directly ascribed to it, if that makes sense. I think that there are e-girls who will have sex for money, and there are e-girls who aren't, and I think that, who won't. And I think that part of what makes egirl.gg so insidious is that they are taking advantage of that sort of blurry line. It's when you hire a sex worker, there are very few things, that will completely stop the interaction, right? In the course of a normal interaction with a sex worker, there should be no stop. Not like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be like, yeah, I'm a fucking pound train. I put it down on the pussy all night long. I'm not going to say that in class. There is a very clearly defined boundary there, and the same is true for just hanging out with a girl who is your friend, or hanging out with someone you game with, right?
Right. I think it's also interesting as well that Salad Snake responded by saying, I think e-girl culture tries to remain in denial of its inherent sexual... nope, that's not the one, sorry. Although that is a good point.
That is a good point, though.
Rather, the comment that I wanted to bring up was from Cog Solo. I think an e-girl isn't inherently sexual, but e-girls are inherently sexualized. Mm-hmm. And that's really interesting to think about, because from what I know, my experience with the word e-girl is from a positive, self-aware...
Actually, I'm going to reset that poll. Hold on.
It's from a positive, self-aware context. Almost like owning the idea of gamer girls. And marketing it in that way, as you mentioned with Belle Delphine and whatnot. But I guess what I'm wondering, though, is the way that women are sexualized This is so hard without having gone to school. It's hard to think of the words I'm trying to think of.
No, but I think you're right.
But like, yeah, you understand what I'm getting at, though, is that like e-girls are sexualized on the internet, especially by men. And what I wonder is that a trait that could be viewed as a good thing to e-girls who are self-aware and, you know, they're aware that they are women who are being sexualized. Is that seen as a positive, or
Do you know what
kind
I think?
of column A, column B?
Do you know what I think it is? I don't think there's a clear distinction between an e-girl and like an internet girl, a girl who is on the internet. I think that's the problem spot. Is there's a distinct pure child. Hold on. Belle Delphine's refusal to be nude but obviously a sexual object is interesting to me. I think as I become more and more of a lesbian, this becomes even clearer to me. I don't think I've thought about like touching a girl's underside like recently at all, except for my own, which is weird. But I think that there are signals of sexuality that are not inherently themselves sexual. You know, I don't know what porn is, but I know porn when I see it. There you go. There you go. Let's bring it down. All right. Really interesting to me, the intersection of online personas and dissociative identity disorder. And I think, oh God, I'm about to forget another name. Alone Together by Sherry Turkle. There's Sherry Turkle. There we go. We got her. Alone Together by Sherry Turkle, which is foundational in the way of sort of communications literature of the smartphone era. It talks a lot about like that there are anxieties about, especially in the early smartphone era, not living up to the mask that you create, if that makes sense. And honestly, these are anxieties I have, absolutely. But early smartphone era is basically characterized by, like, how do I put myself online in a way that is not a separation of my identity? And I don't think that there is a way to do that. That's a really fantastic point, though. And also, all of my bitches are plural, so, like, you know.
I'm that.
It'll happen. Cyborg as in human tech sense, or as VTubers? Okay, hold on. Let's see. E-girl. Man, this is fantastic. There's so much activity in class right now. Wow. This rules. Distinguish sexualized is that sexual and sexualized that English doesn't distinguish well. Thank you, class clown flail morpho, for I've got so many letters. I'm an E-girl, T-girl, and a D-girl. You guys went off on your own thing, but with being a therapist, E-girl image, general image of E-girls as young and weak. Yeah, absolutely. I wonder, thank you for the hydrate. I'm actually out of water, so I'll... have the last of it. Another dumb question. No dumb questions. Absolutely no dumb questions, guys. Do you see how much, like, you guys are talking right now? You guys are talking to each other about material that I'm currently teaching. This is exactly what I want. This is the clubhouse where you can, like, you know, be invited to think deeply with an expert peer. Absolutely. If e-girls are a parody of performance of femininity and sexuality, do e-boys perform in a space of toxic masculinity or hypermasculinity? Thank you, Lucifer, for that. I think it's so interesting to characterize e-girls this way because it sort of becomes a form of drag almost. How fascinating.
What I think...
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm going to just add real quick. To be clear, e-boys, as I'm aware of that terminology, more often refers to femboys, or rather, boys who are not necessarily more in tune with their femininity. I don't think that's the right way of phrasing it, but to that end, e-boys are not really performing toxic masculinity or hyper-masculinity because,
Absolutely not.
in the sense, these e-boys and e-girls find femininity in and of itself to have been what I see is that fuck, I lost it. Sorry.
No, it's
I'm
okay.
trying
I
so
understand
hard.
totally what you mean. I think what you're trying to say is that e-girling and e-boying, e-boying is a stem of e-girling,
Yes.
and not its own tree, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's
a branch.
it's
yeah.
not necessarily a opposite of the thing. You're kind of looking at what I want to mention is that you're looking at the wrong word here. What Lucifer, I think you're looking at e-girls and e-boys, and then you're focusing in on girl and boy, when in reality the word that links them together, the letter that links them together is the E.
The common
e-girls,
denominator
the
is
e-boys.
the E. Exactly.
Yeah.
E is the look, we're learning math now
E
too.
is the
We're doing
estrogen.
algebra.
Sorry, but
yeah, they are taxonomically linked, absolutely. And I think that there's a tendency to understand femboys and e-boys as being problematic because they are. Let's be honest. Every one of us has met a racist femboy, and every one of us has gone, oh, okay, well.
Are you okay?
No, I'm fine. I'm just acting.
Okay, I thought I heard a
No, there's
noise.
Toby. Toby's been sneezing all day.
Oh, okay. I okay. It didn't sound like a sneeze. It
Okay,
sounded
well,
like
can
a
I get back to
distant
my lecture
yell.
though? Because
Sorry.
I'm not, I'm not a. Toby doesn't exist right now. I'm in class. Thank you. Give Toby strawberry chips. Let's not get distracted by the bunny, please. Toby, would you please just hide a little bit so that class can focus? Thank you, Toby. Toby, if you just hide a little bit better, that would be great. There we go. Give Rachel strawberry chips. Oh, thank you. I mean, I'm your teacher, so you should you should probably adopt a different tone with me than you usually do, but that's fine. But yeah, and I think what I wanted to say too was that I think the e-boy phenomenon, because it takes so heavily from a culture of women, in a sense, rejecting femininity, that there are some holdovers from that. It's different when a girl says, I hate all women, or a dude is saying, I hate all women, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? It does. It does make sense. I'm smart. I explained it well. Fuck you. I'm the teacher here. Yeah, that's right, you little wimps. You can take teacher on in armed combat? No. Let's see. Oh, Toby. Toby is doing quite a little bit of squeaking, so I'm gonna pick him up and give him a big hug. You okay? I don't know, dude. It's just when you make that noise, you sound like really scared and sad. So if you're fine, then you're fine. But I'm gonna come pick you up anyway. You got my attention, and I like you. Hello. Toby, say hello to the class, please. Toby? There he is. Sorry. I would fence with Professor Ratty. No, you wouldn't. I would get my eye poked out. Hi, Toby. He's okay now. He's happy. If e-girls are a kind of parody performance, we already covered that. IDK if that's a serious take, but Germa applies a persona character in his art is seen as wholesome, totally different from online characters. That's so interesting. And I think okay, here's our next poll. Is Germa an e-boy? Let's talk about this. I want to hear what you guys have to say in response to this question. Is Germa an e-boy? Because this is the way we figure out, right? Language is descriptive, not prescriptive. So the way we find out what words mean is by deciding what words a certain thing applies to. Germa is Stir's sidekick. I remember seeing shipping art of those two way back when. Oh, back in the good old days. Back when things were simple. I'm on mobile, so the polls aren't popping up. IDK who Germa is. Well, that's okay. I guess you're not missing out on much. He plays up as much of... He's quirked up. Do people... Okay. So let's talk... Tumblr Fujo ship Germa and Ludwig now. I don't know who Ludwig is. I don't give a shit about streamer culture. Who do you think I am? I feel like Germa has always felt more like an extension of the older systems of elaborate Let's Players, who in turn tried to pivot his career to being an entertainer. Feels more like old YouTube LPer who happens to be streaming. I think so. I think that's accurate. One of the things I dislike about Moist Penguin or Critical, as he's come to be known, is that the sort of old Critical content is not a translation of the new Critical content. But we're getting sidetracked. Germa is already the subject of sexualization, so we're halfway there. That's interesting, because you just said that sexualization is something that can characterize e-girls. E-boys, even. That's interesting. I love that. That's that sort of, like, reactive moment of, like, well, this is clearly true. Let's explore that. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Germa versus Star. Everybody wants to see this happen. Let's see. Germa being an e-boy is very different to an e-girl, because even if it is a mask, it's not a mask to the general population, because a man is allowed to put on a persona, but is still allowed to be... I think that's so interesting, yeah. The e-girl persona almost invites interrogation then. Whereas the e-boy persona sort of... I think that's fascinating. I remember John Berger writes about this in Ways of Seeing. These are all free citations, by the way, guys, for your essay. Major essay coming up. You know, these names, they'll be in the handout. I'll add them to the handout. John Berger, Ways of Seeing, talks about the subject-object dichotomy. Germa is allowed to be a subject, whereas female streamers are sort of object. So then e-boys are e-girls plus, because e-boys are e-girls plus because they don't have a reserved second mask. That is so interesting. Yeah, absolutely. Toby, please just calm down and sit. He's so anxious. Do you think the model company Suicide Girls helped kick off the platform for e-girl stuff from Nyx the Weary? I don't know. You know what? I don't really know enough about Suicide Girls to say one way or the other. Toby is already an e-boy. Okay, there's our next poll. I think we've discussed Germa for long enough. Is Toby an e-boy? Yes or no? And this will be interesting because Toby is a rabbit. He has no conception of the internet. He doesn't know what I'm doing right now. He doesn't understand it. So if Toby is determined to be an e-boy, then it'll be entirely through the understanding of him which I have created. Toby is not intentionally e-boying. He has a few e-boyish traits. He's fussy, and he likes to sleep a lot, but Toby is like a sidekick. Interesting. Suicide Girls used to be huge. I remember Suicide Girls. Of course I do. I love women with tattoos. Calling him one would be funny. That's what I'm talking about. For some people, Toby is an e-boy. For some people, Toby calling himself an e-boy would be you being in on the joke. Exactly. What a perfect example. Thank you, Morpho.
So would that then play into the idea that the more accurate, would the definition of e-girl also include some kind of derivation from Memeticism, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
how do you mean?
What?
Bring it down for me. I don't understand what words you're trying to...
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, would memes and the way that, people kind of meme or joke about e-girls and stuff, would that inherently be included within the definition of e-girl?
Oh, absolutely.
Because I feel like there's quite a few e-girls out there who identify as an e-girl because it's funny.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's, yeah.
I think that is foundational to the definition. Absolutely. I'm
sorry for using big words. I don't know where that's coming from.
No, it's okay. Your brain matter is expanding.
I don't even know if I'm using the words properly.
Welcome to class, bitch. Hell yeah.
I'm trying to be a college student, and I never should have been one. Anyway, continue.
But yeah, you were saying. Sorry, can you repeat that one more time?
Me?
Yes, you. Give me like 10 words to summarize your point.
Would e-girls
right okay, so what I was gonna say
sorry
that
I'm trying.
No, it's okay. You were talking about like, is being an e-girl, is being a joke part of being an e-girl? And I think if we look back to the predominant e-girl, the original, the OG, Boxy, there were arguments all the time. Mancy Monster's talking about 4chan. Arguments all the time. Is Boxy being genuine? Is this a joke? Is this parody? And I think that is absolutely foundational to it. I think the ability to not tell, the sort of curtain of silence that you put up around this character is absolutely part of it. It's like kayfabe. You like wrestling. It's like kayfabe.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Got you. Okay, I understand. So it's like they're in on it, but present themselves as not being so.
Mm-hmm. I think the expectation of sexuality is interesting. Identifying as an e-girl and having creates the conditions for a parasocial audience. It's a role that you can't take on, launch a career other than sex work. That's fascinating, HRT Worm. I think that is fascinating. I don't think I've met a woman who's prominent on the internet who a portion of their career is not managing, if not trying to minimize, then managing sort of the sexuality of the response to their content. I remember oh God, what's her name? I don't even like her. She's from the New York Times. Her name is not Sarah Koenig. Sarah Koenig works for... Oh, what the fuck is her name? I'm doing this now so I don't do it in class. Hold on. Let me just look up. Let me just Google it. Let me just go on Google. She's one of the big writers about the Middle East from the New York Times. For fuck's sake. Can we just... Here we go. Editor of the Times, 1 year later. I would never have got... Rukmini Callimachi. I remember the name now. But Rukmini Callimachi talks about like, explicitly about the sort of sexual response to her reporting. And her reporting is, this is part of the reason I don't like her, very dry reporting on the Middle East and terrorism recruitment efforts. And she still gets comments like, "Oh, I would like to, force you to have sex with me," for example. So I think that's an interesting point, and I don't think I can think of a woman who doesn't have to manage sexuality on the internet. And I think that's very fascinating because more and more platforms are stepping in to commodify this. That's so fascinating. Okay, now I'm thinking, hold on. You guys are doing great. This is a great fucking class. Shout out Rukmini Kalamachi. Shall we go to some animating questions? Let's see. Is it gonna be a VOD or deleted forever? I need to sleep. Toby. I don't know why he's feeling so icky. I'm sorry, Toby. What a poor little guy. Anyway, this will be a VOD. Don't you worry. This will be a VOD. Only ask about line trap because it's an early example of trans fetishism. I'm not. Wait, Rachel, was line trap an egirl? I don't know who that is. You know what? Let's find out. Line trap, Urban Dictionary. A male to female transsexual who, with the use of hormones, makeup, and surgery, plus genetic advantage by responding well to estrogen, has transformed the male body that they were born with to a drop-dead gorgeous, breathtaking, stunning idea of female beauty. They're called line traps because they're so beautiful that most men who say they would never be with a transsexual woman would cross that line, hence be trapped by her. Oh! This person's name is a slur. Who the fuck is Line Trap? Bailey J. Okay. Let's look at Bailey J. Bailey J. The vibes are telling me no. I think Bailey J was a porn performer who pretended to be a little girl by the looks of things. Oh, hang on. No, okay, I'm seeing the MySpace photos now. I don't know if I can show this on Twitch. Here we go. This is one I can show on Twitch. Thank you for bringing this example. Bailey J. First of all, very bold of you. I mean, she is quite pretty. But it's very bold of you. A very bold thing to just simply name yourself. I could make a dude do gay shit. Awesome. She was originally a girl who creep-shotted in line at a convention. Well, that's gross. But she was not a porn actor then. Huh. This is a fascinating example. I would have to think about that. Oh, I see 4chan named her that. Well, shoot. Fuck you, 4chan. Her identity was unknown. I understand. I see. That's really interesting. You know what, Mancy? If you want to get some extra participation points, I would like you to go away from this and write maybe a 1 page, 200 words about just free write about what your thoughts on that subject are, because I wouldn't be able to give you a definitive answer, I don't think. But yeah, absolutely. Feel free to submit that after class. I will grade it. So let's talk about this. Haraway. I gotta pull up my fucking sources again. Haraway DJ. Donna Haraway. Why didn't I man? Who forgets about Donna Haraway? Donna Haraway, who my old professor, who was very Quebecois, used to say Donna Haraway, and he was he was a great guy. I miss him. Toby confirmed E-Boy, awesome. But in the Cyborg Manifesto, it talks about the human body as being integrated with machines, and I wonder what that means for the e-girl. Jennings, cited by Tran, says, to be an e-girl is to exist on a screen by her Twitch presence or by the poses she makes on her Instagram. I think that's so fascinating. Do we have any thoughts about the e-girl as a cyborg? The e-girl who exists because of technology and is integrated with technology in such a way. I think it's fascinating because you could sort of construct e-girling as almost like as a sort of second set of clothes that you wear, if that makes sense. You could say, well, being on Twitch is sort of a framing device in the same way that a sweater or a jacket is a framing device. E-girl jacketing, name-calling attempt to delegitimize the phenomenon, like the Ukrainian commander who got forced e-girl to... What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Excuse me?
Oh, I'm familiar with this. Actually. There was a Ukrainian commander, essentially, the best way to describe it as a government official, who presented a press release about, government affairs. An image of her doing this press release circulated around the net with men kind of almost obsessing around this woman who was...
Oh shoot, did they draw her as very, like, a little anime
blue-eyed.
character, rather?
I'm not certain.
I remember
they
her.
May
Man,
have.
that was back when I was in high school. Damn.
Yeah, that was years ago. Yeah, this was a long time ago. You're probably thinking of the same woman, but yes. There was quite a few men that I was aware of on the internet who were essentially, the best way to describe it is what HRT Worm says is e-girl jacketing, almost like inherently woobifying her. And
woobifying, what a fantastic word. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she was woobifying. She was woobified by these men who were simultaneously sexualizing her and also, what's the word? Treating her like she was pure, innocent, almost childish.
Infantilizing.
Infantilizing, that's the word, thank you.
We love it when the internet gets their hands on a woman, huh? I want to fuck her and I want to be her dad. Fuck those fucking assholes. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah. Awesome. Is a finster an e-girl? Because he makes money e-girling.
Are you aware of Finster?
No.
Finster is a...
is he the cross-dresser?
Yes.
From the One Omega clip where the two cross-dressers, they bump into each other and they're like, show me your girl voice. It was like...
Potentially?
Yeah. I remember.
Yeah, Finster is mostly on Twitch and uploads VOD highlights to YouTube. But yeah, they are a cross-dresser, or he is a cross-dresser, and he's constantly misgendered by people in the sense of calling him a woman using female pronouns. It is a really interesting phenomenon because he almost gets reverse transphobia, where people are like being transphobic to him when he's not a trans person, but there's also other people who are mean to him because he is a cross-dressing boy and not a trans woman. It's interesting.
People keep calling him well, I don't think calling someone an egg counts as harassment. Come on, guys. Let's be honest with each
It
other.
does if it's non-stop, and Finster has repeatedly stated that he is not an egg. He's completely comfortable with the way that he identifies.
This is what
It's
this
almost
is the
forced upon him.
This is the discussion we're having, right? How much of it is a joke and how much of it is genuine. That's so fascinating. It's bad. He also used a suspended Twitch briefly for adjusting his bra on stream. We love a boy adjusting his bra.
Yeah.
Come on now.
That was really fucking weird too, because because of the policies on Twitch, technically, because he looked like a woman, he was banned for adjusting his bra because he was manipulating his erogenous areas. But because he looked like a woman, it was considered female presenting.
Is a boy motor a reverse girl from Cargo Slow? No. Those are at times synonyms, but I don't think there's any reason to suggest that the two are antithetical to each other. Certainly, assigned female at Twitch, very funny.
I think, like, at least in my personal experience, boy motors are a type of e-girl. In a sense. I'm not going to elaborate on that.
Awesome. Yeah, me neither. I think the boy motor is sort of a mask. I lied. I'm going to elaborate on it. The boy motor is as much a mask as I think the separation of technology is a mask. Is a boy motor's external desexualization antithetical to the aesthetics of an e-girl? I think so. You know what? I think so. It depends. Point. Okay, let's talk about what type of boy motor you're talking about, because there are boy motors who, like, hello, my name is Frank. I go to work, I wear a tie, I wear a thing, and I just don't think about my gender. No, sir. Gotta put that down. That's not going in. I'm not gonna let that happen to me. And then there are boy motors like me. Hi, I'm Rachel Vermington. Who, you know, I wear the big hoodie and the sporty shorts and the boots, and I got little glasses, and I'm a little cutie pie, and, you know, I put on a little eyeliner, make sure to put on my bra when I go out in the morning. This is back and forth between all of us fucking rules, by the way. You're right. It's not really Twitch. No, I mean the type who are on estrogen actively hiding their femininity in public. So I think we're back to this. We're back to this question of authenticity. I think is my way of boy moding, where I go around and I'm like, gotta make sure I put on my bra, and I gotta put on a little eyeliner, and I have some bracelets, and I want to slip my wrists. Is this less authentic than the boy moder who's just like, I'm gonna put on a hoodie and jeans right now because I don't want people to think that I'm a faggot. I've seen sexualized boy moder content more often than not. That's so interesting. I remember early 4chan days did not used to be like that. Boy motors were the most hateful, self-hating assholes in the world. They were not, I gotta put on my bra, I gotta go to the store, I'm gonna put on my bra and put on a little fruity scented deodorant, and I'm gonna slit my wrists. People really want Finster to be anomaly, standard, and not GS. That's so fascinating. Yeah. That is okay, wait, I gotta chew on that one for a second. Hold on. Want Finster to be an anomaly / a standard and not just gender non-conforming. That's so interesting. Because I don't think, from what I've seen of this person, they don't fit really into any distinct categories of, if he's not transgender, then he's not transgender. From what I've seen, he's not doing drag so much as he's playing with the specific the specific trick of it. He's enjoying it. I think
so in that instance, would then that mean Finster is an e-girl? So much as he, along with other e-girls, are playing along with this femininity when, like, even though that Finster is emphatically self-identifying as a boy, would he still be classified as a e-girl?
No, I don't think so. I think Finster is his own thing.
Okay.
He plays as a character. It's kind of like, okay, he dresses up as Rose when he dresses up as a woman. Let's just watch some of this dude's content. Hang on.
Why not?
Fin 5-ster?
Yep.
Let's watch Finster on, is there YouTube? Finster, know your meme? Finster...
I'm Finn. I'm like every YouTuber. I started making Minecraft videos, and it's taken a quite steep downward spiral since then.
Interesting. Okay, hold on. Let's pull this up.
I started making Minecraft videos when I was like a young kid. I used to play on this server where this other big YouTuber played that started me into the idea of making
Where's the
Minecraft
fucking
videos.
Where is it?
It was a completely foreign concept where, you know, when I was 14 or something. It got me my first like 1,000 subscribers. I've expanded since then. I wasn't trying to get an audience. I was just making videos because they were fun, and that's kind of how I've wanted to be since. Basically, I had a friend that was really into Drag Race, if you're familiar with that, like the show. And she'd been asking to do my makeup for a while. Just, you know, got everyone else. It seemed overnight, like that. And someone brought up, do it on Twitch. I'd never touched Twitch in my life. Obviously, I had a like relatively small Minecraft channel, and that was it. I didn't have a presence anywhere else. We'll play like Minecraft to start off with, just so it's something familiar, and then just it's when I started, it was like, you know, that knew me and viewers that just knew me.
This is fascinating. This is so interesting. Okay. I have to think about this. Hold on.
So, wait, after that explanation, so you asked if Finster something about drag, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he literally directly refers to a friend who watched RuPaul's
So he's a
Drag
drag
Race
queen.
and wanted
So
to
he's
do
a
his...
drag queen.
Yeah.
There you go. Well,
he's just a different interpretation of a drag queen. That's really interesting.
So is a drag queen...
I like it.
A drag queen is not an e-girl. Not necessarily. But can drag queens
No.
be e-girls? Yes, I think so.
Yes.
Okay. We settled it. Hell yeah.
Cool.
This gets so much hate. Cutting edge of e-performance because of his gender/journey. I mean, I'm on the cutting edge of e-performance. I'm a boy too, guys. Come on. Guys, I'm a boy too.
And I'm the Tooth Fairy.
What the hell, man? I'm a boy too. I'm doing drag right now. What are you talking about? My real name is Danny. That's a true fact.
Yeah. Is it okay if I take a quick break? My brain is all mush.
Yeah, for sure. Take a step back. Boy, girl,
Yeah.
Rachel. Precisely.
I'll be right back.
All right. Can you leave the call so I have a visual indicator of, No? Okay, well, I'm just gonna disconnect her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. Okay, cool. Awesome. All right, let's move on to our next. So Bjorkson Larson, 2021, writing on media discourse surrounding sex dolls, particularly lovelessness and violence, mirrors some media discourse around e-girls. What does it mean then? If we think of like egirl.gg as hiring a form of sex doll, what does it mean for those same sorts of people to be, you know, what does it mean for e-girls, I suppose, to be subject to the same kind of sexist violence that she would have otherwise on the internet? Is there a meaningful difference between how women are expected to behave on the internet versus how an e-girl is expected to behave in a sort of paid-for interaction? Good night. I enjoyed the class a lot. I'm now pass out on the fucking table. Someone's fallen asleep in class already. Jeez. You guys, pay attention. What the hell? What the damn? What do we think about that? What does it mean for women to be subject to violence? Is there a meaningful distinction between the violence women are expected to put up with on the internet and the violence an e-girl in an explicitly transactional relationship is expected to put up with in that interaction. Does dono goals where he locks away all his guy clothes. That's funny, but also like that kind of makes it weird. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. I'm gonna go outside dressed up like a little girly girl, a little girly girl to go dress. I'm gonna go to walk to the McDonald's wearing a dog collar. It's like, fuck off, dude. What do you want from me? Hee hee, guys. Oh my goodness. Haha, you guys can't. I'm gonna do a pouty face because, you guys, you can't lock up my boy clothes and making me get a certain number of subs before I can go to McDonald's and buy a hamburger. I don't want to go outside dressed up like a girl. Like, what are you doing, man? What is this? I think the takeaway from the .gg stuff is that egirl is obscured by its performance. Certainly a lot of clients these people paid, albeit indirectly, retains toxic projections of male-dominated society, like host bar shit. Does he have an OnlyFans now, too? Let's stop talking about Finster. Yeah, absolutely. I think you've really hit the nail on the head with this one. Absolutely. So, okay. Wang, writing about Chinese gay men doing pornography, says that it is both economic in nature, right? Because people are making money, obviously, but is also a way to advance the cause of gay visibility in China, where homosexuality is heavily censored. I think that's fascinating, and I'm wondering if you guys think that the same could be said for e-girls advancing the cause of feminism. I think we've touched on this quite a lot. It can't reasonably said to be either one or the other thing, right? What do we think? I think Toby's crying again, so I'm going to probably close this stream pretty soon. But I want to hear your final thoughts. Oh, baby. He's so sad. He's so really sad. Thank you for... That's such a cute little emote. Oh my goodness. Who's that from? Glub noted. I'll follow Glub for 37 emotes. Hell yeah. How do... Wait, who's allowed to have 37 follower emotes? I thought we were only allowed to have 5. Also, is e-girling more queer in nature? More queer in nature than what? Sorry, by comparison. Like inherently queer. Is e-girling inherently queer? Oh, I love this. I think this is fascinating. Who was it who I assigned homework to earlier? Nix, I don't want to give you 2 homework problems. That would suck. But Nix, if it wasn't you, just say it wasn't me. Please, thank you. It was someone else. Awesome. Nix, your homework assignment, should you choose to accept it, I want you to take that question away, think about it, and come back to me with your answer. I think questions you're really gonna want to answer there are like, push to talk, please.
Sorry.
Questions you're gonna want to answer there are like, what does queer actually mean, right? And I think it's going to be hard to do that, right? I stand firm on my belief that language is descriptive and not prescriptive. So maybe what you really want to do is sort of... Toby's having a little tantrum, so we're going to close this pretty soon. find the similarities between something you think is certainly queer and something, or something that is certainly queer and something that, something that is certainly queer and something that, I said it wrong for the third, holy shit. All right. Something that is certainly queer and e-girling. What are the similarities and what are the differences? I think that is one way that you could have a lot of fun interrogating that question. Yeah. Do we want to give any closing thoughts? I think there can be e-girls who further feminism by integrating any manner of theory, feminist ideology into their performance media. To argue that participants in cultural product are incapable of agency isn't productive or conducive to critical theory. Fascinating. Yes, I agree. I often say, like, revolution now. You can't fix an engine while it's running. But, you know, you can, oh baby, you can stitch up a wound while it's bleeding. Toby, he's really in a bad mood. Could I talk to my friends who are e-girl and queer and also do sex work about this? Absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. I would love that, you guys. If anyone else wants a homework assignment, it'll be less custom, but I think, let's see. What can we do for homework? Take one of these questions away, write 200 words, and you know, drop it in the Discord, and maybe we'll have another class next week. That'd be awesome. I have 6 different classes in the tank that I could teach to y'all. So maybe I'll keep teaching. Salat, you passed. Everyone passed. Flying colors, guys. Really excellent participation today. But yeah, the school's having a brunch later. I know you guys like free food, so go check that out. We love Teacher Ratty. Please do more of these. Awesome. Hell yes, guys. 100%. Let's raid. Let's do a raid. And then I'm going to cuddle my boy until he stops crying. Oh, let's see. Do you have any preference? Strix?
Oh, I'm looking through people who are live on my end of things.
I think I'm going to raid... Oh, who do we want to raid? I think Fran will do a good job with a raid.
Yeah, I was just gonna suggest.
Let's raid Fran. All right, here's your homework assignment. Go tell Fran something you learned today.
Yeah.
Oh baby, he really is. He's upset. I'm gonna need to go like right after this raid pops.
Oh. Yeah.
You guys did really great today. Really excellent participation. Really excellent discussion.
And so did you.
Oh, thank you. Aw, wasn't that nice? All right, go get on that raid train. And let's just unmute so we can listen to how Fran